Welcome back to Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. Now, we're going to have a physics lesson today. What is that? It is why some Olympic athletes are simply built to win. For the answer to this question and the master behind this lesson, we're going to Mathew Futterman. He is in the Olympic Media Center in London. Hey there, Mathew. Now, when you talk about some of these athletes just simply having the bodies to win, basically it means that everything else has sort of been neutralized, right? The training and so forth, but the folks with the physics with them have the advantage.
Yeah, I think that's right, Wendy. I mean, there's so much information out there right now about training, and it's all across the world. The same way it happens in the markets. The information spreads very quickly. So, what you're seeing now is the great differentiator is the body.
Yeah, and let's talk about some of the athletes specifically who can do this. For instance, I'm particularly interested in this 17-year-old swimmer, Missy Franklin. 6'1", 165-pound frame. How does that actually help her get through the water?
Well, Missy is, like you said, is 6'1". Now, when the best swimmers, when they're swimming, they're not really going through the water so much as they're going on top of it. What makes a swimmer great is her ability to lift herself out of the water, sort of like a boat. I mean, if you've been in a boat before, you know that when it really picks up speed, it rises out of the water. Missy Franklin is able to sort of get so much leverage down with that frame, push so much water down that she's really sort of hydroplaning across the water rather than powering through it.
And this helps her also, too, because she just gets more rest. She rests 2 days during the week as opposed to the typical one, according to her mom. Is that right?
Right, her mom and her coach. I mean, remember she's still a kid, and you know they have sort of felt it's important to make sure she still has a life and not overdo it. She's a 5-day-a-week swimmer. Someone like Michael Phelps is, he just bragged recently about swimming every day for 6 years straight.
Now, what about sprinters? What in terms of their bodies? Who should we be looking at there to be the perfect specimen, Mathew?
Well, it's hard not to look at Usain Bolt, who is 6 feet 5 inches tall, and was so striking when he first came on the scene because he was so much taller. And the thinking was long that a tall sprinter like that would have such a disadvantage in the start because it takes him so long to unfold his body, and you need a quick start in a 100-meter dash. But Bolt has shown that his steps, his strides are so much longer, and he's going as fast and as efficiently as anyone who's smaller than him. So as long as he starts cleanly, there's pretty much no way to beat him.
He's out of Jamaica, correct?
He is from Jamaica, yes.
I guess if he'd been in the U.S., he probably might have been in the NFL. Now, the cute.
Right, he'd be an ideal wide receiver right now. Exactly. There's a lot of teams that could use a specimen like that.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the Cuban heavyweight wrestler. I mean, you and I and the entire Wall Street Journal probably couldn't take this guy down.
I don't think so. I mean, it's funny when you start talking about to people about the great bodies in the Olympics. His name really started to pop up, and the superlatives that people spoke about Mijan Lopez with were really sort of astounding. And if you look at videos of his fights, it really looks like a man fighting children, and he's fighting in the heaviest weight class. That's the thing, and it's really amazing the way he can manhandle people. He's 6'5", something like nearly 270 pounds, and as lean as anything. And so he's another one that would be playing in the NFL if he were born here.
Well, I guess unless these athletes get hurt or sick, they are pretty sure a shoe-in to win unless something remarkable happens, right, Matt?
Right. If you happen to be in London where they're allowed to bet on sports, unlike most places in the U.S., they would be good people to put money on.